Hey guys, this is Abhishek from GadgetStudios.com, and today we are going to do a quick hands-on comparison of these two phones which we have with us. We have the latest launched Micromax U branded phone which is called Eureka. So we have Eureka phone which is coming up with Cyanogen Mod ROM. So this is a custom UI which is there on top of Android, and again this custom UI is not that laggy which we have seen on the other Micromax devices. So this is a very good phone in terms of the software experience. It is a very smooth experience you will get. Touchscreen is very responsive. We have another phone over here which is a competitor to this phone, and again both of these phones are priced same, so they are 9,000 rupees both of them. This one is available on Amazon.in, whereas Redmi Note is something which you can buy from Flipkart. Both of them require registration to be bought, so you can buy it once you register yourself. So you can register yourself for the Micromax Eureka phone for from 19th of December 2 p.m. and we are going to compare these two phones on the basis of hardware specification, on the basis of camera, on the basis of the overall form factor, the weight and the build quality as well. So first of all, let's talk about the physical form factor. Physical form factor, if you actually see that both of these phones are again made up of plastic, but again when we talk about the finishing at the back, the finishing at the back is again glossy over here on Redmi Note, which is again not that great because it will get a lot of fingerprints and scratches over time, whereas this one is again kind of matte finish, and it has a kind of a finishing which is called gray stone, and again it feels very nice when you hold it in one hand. And on the other hand, in terms of the weight as well, the Eureka phone is actually kind of light in terms of the weight as compared to the Redmi Note. Both of them has 5.5-inch display, and it is an IPS LCD display panel which we have on both of these phones. But in terms of color reproduction, I would say the Redmi Note is slightly better in terms of color reproduction as compared to this one, which is again an IPS LCD panel, but this one is kind of bright but not that good as far as colors are concerned if we compare both of these two phones. At the rear we have 13 megapixel camera on both of these phones which can take pretty good photos. You can take decent photos from both of these phones in low light as well as in daylight. On the top you can see that we have a 3.5mm audio jack. In terms of thickness as well, they are kind of very similar to each other. This phone is again lighter, having the same form factor at least. So in terms of thickness, these devices are again very close to each other. I would say the Redmi Note is slightly thicker as compared to the Eureka phone which we have with us. We have secondary microphone for noise cancellation on both of these phones. In terms of the build quality and finishing, I would say this one feels much more solid, but it has a glossy back which is not very good. This one feels kind of light. It does not feel that solid as you feel on the Redmi Note. Back cover is removable on both of these phones, and again both of them also support 4G, although the chipset and the hardware is kind of different. So we have MediaTek 6592 octa-core CPU on this device, and we have an octa-core CPU over here as well, but this one is called the Snapdragon 615 1.5 GHz octa-core CPU which we have on this phone. Again both of these phones are pretty good in day-to-day usage and performance. We have used this one. Again I cannot say much about the Eureka phone, but I can say Redmi Note is pretty responsive and nice to use phone in day-to-day usage. I did not face any issues. It can also run high definition games like Nova 3, Real Racing and some other games, and this device can also run these high definition games. In terms of display clarity, the display clarity is definitely better on the Redmi Note, but in terms of the weight, this one is heavier as compared to the Micromax Eureka phone. And we take a look over the front side, we can see that we have touch capacitive buttons which are there on the body of the phone on both of these two phones. As you can see, we have touch capacitive buttons over there, we have touch capacitive buttons over there, and both of them have backlit LED which is good. You can also move the touch capacitive buttons over here to the touch screen, and this is not possible on the Redmi Note. In terms of connectivity and option, both of these phones are kind of very close to each other. This one offers 4G connectivity, this one also offers 4G connectivity. The Redmi Note has 2 GB of RAM. The Micromax Eureka phone also has 2 GB of RAM. This one has 16 GB of internal storage. This one also has 16 GB internal storage. But in terms of the storage area, you get more storage on the Micromax Eureka phone. The available amount of storage available on this device, the free amount of storage which is available is approximately 12 GB which you get, and you get slightly less over here on the Redmi Note, which is the case. So you get slightly less amount of available storage on the device as far as internal storage is concerned. On the front we have 5 megapixel cameras on both of these phones, and let me just take a photo from the camera on both of these devices so that I can show you the difference. So here we have the Micromax Eureka phone, and I can take a selfie from both of these phones one by one. Here we have the camera open, and first of all I will take a selfie from this one, and right now the HDR mode is activated. I will take it to auto. And I will take the same photo again in the same scenario from this device, and we have the camera over here on this one. And let me just take a front camera photo from this device. So both of these devices has 5 megapixel camera. So I've taken both of these photos and I can show you both of them one by one. So this is the one which has been captured on the Redmi Note from the front camera, and this is the one which has been captured on the Eureka phone, the Micromax Eureka phone. I would say in terms of colors, this one is giving better quality of colors, and in terms of details, they are both good. So you can see details in both of these photos, but colors are being nicely reproduced on the Redmi Note as compared to what you get on the front camera of Micromax Eureka phone. Let's take a look over the rear camera now, and for that we will again launch the camera, and this time we will toggle back to the rear camera, and I will take the photo from both of these devices of the same area. So again, let me just go to auto again. So we have the auto mode enabled, and I can take a photo right now of that particular area, or maybe I'll just take a photo here as well. So again, it was auto, it has used flash. Let me just disable the flash. So the photo has been taken on the Eureka phone. Let me just take the photo from the Redmi Note as well. So both of these photos are there, and I can show you both of them one by one. So as you can see, this time I can see slightly more brightness in this photo, which has came out from the 13 megapixel camera on the Micromax Eureka phone, whereas this photo has less amount of brightness, but it is actually having better colors. I would say this is better in terms of color production if you compare it with the original subject over there as compared to this one. This one also lacks details, whereas this one has better quality of details, I would say, as compared to the one which has been taken on the Micromax Eureka phone. So I would say the rear camera is good over here. It can give you better photos, better bright photos, I would say, in low light, but the colors may not be that good, and the details are definitely going to be better on the Redmi Note if you compare the camera on both of these two phones. Now if you compare these devices on the basis of software, they are very good. We have MIUI running on top of Android on the Redmi Note, whereas we have the CyanogenMod ROM running on this device. We have the version of Android which we have on the Redmi Note is something different, which I can show you over here. So we have Android 4.2.2, which is Jelly Bean on this device, whereas we get Android KitKat on the Micromax Eureka phone, which I can show you. So we have KitKat running on top of Android, and we have 4.2.2. although this will also get upgrade to Lollipop. We will get Lollipop on the Redmi Note as well. We will get Lollipop sooner on this device as compared to this device. This will also get MIUI 6 with Lollipop support, whereas this one will get the CyanogenMod ROM new UI based on Lollipop sooner than the Redmi Note. So that's all from us as far as the quick hands-on comparison of these two devices. One thing I would like to say that both of these phones are equally competitive. In terms of hardware, they are kind of different. In terms of gaming performance, they both can give you pretty good gaming performance, and they come very close to each other in terms of hardware as well as in software. Hardware is kind of different, but I would say the performance is good enough on both of these two phones. We have already tested the Redmi Note, but we will test the Micromax Eureka phone later on. As far as camera performance is concerned, the camera performance is good enough, but you will have better colors over here and slightly better details as well, depending the kind of photo you are taking and the kind of environment you are in. Loudspeaker is definitely louder on over here on the Redmi Note as compared to the loudspeaker which we have over here. In terms of software, the software on these two phones are kind of different, but both of them are good in day-to-day usage. There should not be any problem on any of these two phones. So do let us know if you have any specific questions for any of these two devices. We would love to help you. Thanks for watching this video. You can leave your questions in the comment section below. You can like this video if this video helped you by clicking the like button below. You can subscribe to our YouTube video channel for more videos like this by clicking the subscribe button below. Thanks for watching this video. This is Abhishek signing off. Thank you.